Is Muslim mom really annoying, or is Lubna overreacting? So I'm going to give my open, honest, unbiased reaction to both sides. And we all three have actually three things in common. One, we all are women. Second, we all have roots in Pakistan. And third, we all claim to be Muslim. Actually, we are not clear about Lubna if she is still a Muslim or not. So let's get started first with Muslim mom's video, because she has inserted clips of Lubna's video in her video. So I'm going to react to her video, and the title of Lubna's video is "A Very Annoying Cultural Muslim Clout Chaser Alert." Then Muslim mom is giving her reaction. So let's start.
When it's Salah time, please pause it and go pray and come back when you're done. So I had a British Pakistani woman make a hit piece on me yesterday, unprovoked and out of nowhere. I've seen her stuff pop up in my feed previously, but I just ignored it as she seemed like yet another grifter trying to use the ex-Muslim and the anti-Muslim angle for clout. Let's look at how this clout chaser describes herself on her channel. She calls herself the star of the BBC show The Apprentice.
Actually, it seems like Clout Chaser Alert is the Muslim mom's title. I want to say here that Muslim mom, she cannot say that Lubna is doing the clout chasing, because she clearly is clout chasing too. I may be clout chasing too. So everyone who is making YouTube videos want to get views. So everyone can be seen as a clout chaser. But the thing is that we have to stay very close to our purpose and what ideas we have. We cannot just live one thing and show the other thing. Like, they can either both be clout chaser, including myself, or all three of us are not clout chasers. So we cannot pinpoint at the other person that they are clout chaser and we are not.
This is season 15. No, sweetheart, you were an extra on the show. Alan Sugar is the star. The most hilarious
So I really don't know this part because it's more of a British show.
thing about the video she did on me is she reacted to a short that I did in which I never even said a word. And then she proceeded to assume things and make up outright lies about what the text in the video meant.
She did say that Lubna made a very unprovocative video, and I do agree with it. So Lubna's video always pop on my feed because her views are kind of similar. We still have very different views, but she questioned a lot of things in Islam, and she was questioning a lot of things in Islam, especially among hypocrisy among Muslims, and I have kind of similar ideas. So her videos were always popping up on my feed, and I saw this video when the title I saw, and I was like shocked because I know Muslim mom too, because her videos would pop up on my feed because we both have made videos on Andrew Tate and Candace Owens. So when Lubna's video pop up on my feed, I was surprised that she used such strong language, that a very annoying British Muslim without any beef. So it was definitely uncalled for. So I do not support that kind of behavior. Getting personal and personally putting other people down, I do not believe in that. Yeah, putting someone's actions down is fine, but just calling someone straight annoying because you don't agree with their point of view is something I don't support.
And she probably thinks because I'm a niqabi, I'm an easy target and that I won't respond, as most predators do.
She's playing a victim role here because they are very outspoken niqabis. There are a lot of channels that are run by niqabis, and I would say they can be accused of clout chasing too and using their niqab as a clout because they get so many views. Other women like her, and they are very outspoken like her. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not that she's some vulnerable, weak, naive person that the other person is trying to overcome. She doesn't present like that. She presents as a very confident woman with her own ideas and views, and who is not afraid to share those ideas and views, which is very good. So she is not a target for predators just because she wears niqab. Women like me and Lubna are target for predators who are on the extreme traditional side of Islam. And you can see like comments on my videos, they are all from those kind of predators. And Lubna has shared some of the comments too, that she got extremely negative comments from those kind of predators. She cannot play this victim role because if she's a victim, me and Lubna, we can play that role too.
Play my short that she based her whole video on and made up lies about. So here it's very clear to see say I'm contemplating what life as an ex-Muslim would.
Okay, so let's see what she has to say. And I just want to say, I don't believe Lubna is an ex-Muslim yet. Actually, some of you have asked me my opinion on Lubna, and I'm going to share my opinion on Lubna. I have unfortunately just watched a couple of her videos, not all. I watched her this video and one about hijabi video, and I think, yeah, that video in which she was crying and that became viral. So I have watched those 3 videos of her, and I'm going to give you my reaction based on those videos. And her titles come up, so I've read some titles, so I'm aware of what's going on.
Toxicants, being married with kids, dressing modestly, etc. Notice how I did not say anything about divorced women or non-Muslims whatsoever, which is what this clout chaser based her whole rant on.
Okay, so here I have to say, I am not taking any one side, so I hope no one think I'm biased. Before I say that, I want to say that all of us have personal human biases. So whatever we believe in, that is our bias. But I'm not like based on these 2 personalities. I'm not supporting one over the other. Both are my sisters from Pakistan originally, and they live in Britain, but they are both Muslims. So I'm not towards one side or the other. Both are wrong in some way. She's saying she didn't say anything about divorced women or non-Muslim, but that's an overt message she's giving. We all give overt messages, and then we all give covert messages in which we are not saying things, but we are clearly implying those things. So when I watched this video, I got the same message that Lubna got. I was really surprised, and that's a very common mindset among Muslims, that if you are not a Muslim, you are partying, you are dating, you are drinking, you are drugging, you are doing all kinds of bad stuff. You are not moral, you are not chaste, and believe me, this is far from wrong. Yes, Islam gives us a good moral code, but so does Christianity. Christianity gives Christian people a very good moral code, and most religions do give their people good moral code. What's specific to Islam is what she's doing, like covering her hair and wearing niqab, but no one becomes more moral by covering their head and wearing niqab. It's about your behavior, your manners. And what she implied clearly is that people who are not Muslim are doing all those things, or if they are ex-Muslim, they are doing all those things, and as soon as they become Muslim, they are not doing those things. So I do agree with Lubna, and I'm glad she called out on this mindset, because if I would have seen it, I wouldn't even have called out on that, because I know that's such a common, deeply rooted mindset among Muslims, that they are more chaste, more moral than rest of the humans. They just think they are better than everyone else. And same thing I've seen in Muslim women who wear hijab and who wear niqab, that they have this spiritual ego. And what is spiritual ego? It is that we think we are better than other people because we are doing things that we are supposed to be doing, and the others are not doing those things. So we just automatically assume we are better, we are more liked by Allah and all those things. And Islam really teaches against it. Not only Islam, all religion want their people who are following their religion and encourage their followers to be humble. Even I became very spiritual when I distanced myself from Islam, and thankfully I'm returning to Islam. Thank you, Alhamdulillah. But when I became very spiritual, it's the same thing among spiritual circle also, that people start to think they are better than others just because they are doing certain things. And we constantly should introspect, reflect, and make sure that we are not developing that spiritual or religious ego, that we are better than other people just because we are doing certain things. And her whole short was full-blown spiritual ego. and religious ego, that since she is Muslim, she is better than ex-Muslims, and she's doing all those things. And same, married with kids, she implied that married with kids is a better lifestyle. Let's hear more.
Let's play her wacky breakdown of my video, and let's remember, even though she has a massive ego, she's not an authority on anything, especially not Islam.
Unfortunately, the video clip that I'm about to...
She's not an authority on Islam, and the Muslim mom, she is also not an authority on Islam, because these both are human beings and they have their own ideas. So just because someone is wearing hijab and niqab, I don't think they have authority on Islam. I will only respect a person based on their moral character, if they are kind, if they are...
Show you guys the majority of Muslims are gonna love this video. They're just not gonna understand what is so ridiculous about it. Because the majority of Muslims will see this lady and they'll be like, oh, she's a Muslim and she's covered, she's so amazing.
Exactly, that's the mindset majority of Muslims have. If someone is covered, they automatically assume they are better, like without knowing their character. If morally they are strong, if they are kind, if they are humble, if they are charitable, if they are helping other people, if they are not lying, like those things are so important. Muslims do not care about those things. If they are educated, if they are aware, if they are trying to improve themselves, if they are trying to elevate themselves, no, none of that matter. The only thing matter the most among Muslims if they are wearing hijab and if they are wearing niqab.
We just break down the message that she's actually saying in this short. What annoyed me is that she is assuming this whole short she's made is about ex-Muslims, and she's automatically assuming that if someone's an ex-Muslim now, that means they don't believe in God anymore. No, that just means they don't believe in Islam. That doesn't mean they don't believe in God. There are many ex-Muslims who change religion, or they have no religion and they still believe.
That is true, and a lot of ex-Muslims I know, they have become atheists and they are doing everything a Muslim should be doing. The only thing is that they don't believe in Islam, but they are very moral people. They are still doing charity, they are doing all the good deeds, but they are not Muslim. So just don't think that just because if a person is Muslim, they are better than the person. Of course, Muslims, we do believe we are on the right path. We all believe, unfortunately. You can disagree with me as much as you want, but our ego make us believe that we are on the right path. So we should always question it. If we are on the right path, how can we improve ourselves?
Believe in God. So that's the first ridiculous assumption that she's just made. Second thing is, what I really didn't like is any kind of prayer that people do to take, and then they take pictures and videos of it for whatever reason. I'm completely against that. And as a Muslim lady, this woman should have known much better. You know, when you pray, it's for God, it's to God.
This part I agree with Lubna completely. And I think Muslim mom did the right thing. Like, she has this channel on Islam. These are her beliefs. She's very strong about namaz. All of the videos I've seen start with, if you haven't prayed, stop this video and go pray. So she believes very strongly about prayers, and seems like she prays too. So she's sending this message that prayers are important. She's trying to inspire people. There's nothing wrong with it. I think she's doing a great job if she's doing it. So I disagree with Lubna here.
It's not for show. To create her YouTube channel and shorts, she's doing something that's very, I would have thought, holy and for God, or should be for God, and she's doing...
No, right now, of course, she's pretending to pray. I'm pretty sure she was not praying, but she's just trying to inspire other people. That's what social media is about. We are doing things trying to inspire people, trying to influence people. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with what she did. I think that was a really nice way how she started the short. Like, the prayer part, I like. I think it was really nice.
For her YouTube channel. I'm completely against this. I pray as well, but I don't show people that I'm praying, you know. And the other thing about this...
No, Lubna, if you pray, it's okay for you to show other people that you are praying. There's nothing wrong with it.
Video is the fact that she's praying is her husband, I'm assuming, or whoever is making the video, is standing in front of her while she's pretending to pray. And you're not supposed to bow down in front of anyone, right? You're Muslim, so...
So here, Lubna became very illogical and unreasonable, because I have a tripod stand, and I make all kind of videos in front of tripod stand. No one record my videos, and that's what actually Muslim mom will say too. So she's not bowing down on anyone. Lubna just assumed she's doing it. I'm surprised, because I'm pretty sure no one is recording Lubna's videos. She's doing it herself.
Regardless of whether you're doing it for the show or not. So this was like, you're saying that you're such a good Muslim and you're knocking other people, but then you're doing stuff that is just ridiculous. And I'm not a scholar, so don't quote me on any of the stuff. And what really, really bugs me is a lot of Muslims are liking her videos, are subscribing to her channel. And because they see themselves in her, right? You make everyone else look bad and you say you are the righteous person.
No, I think that's not right. A lot of people follow her, the Muslim mom, because that's the mindset they have and they look up to her. There's nothing wrong with it. She has some ideas and she has a good channel. I've seen a very successful channel and I have watched a couple of her videos, and she is for a specific mindset. And there are a lot of people with that mindset and they look up to her, and she make videos for those people, and that's what she believes in. It's not that she's hypocrite. Whatever she believes in, she shows it. And the same thing, Lubna is not hypocrite either. Whatever she believes in, she make those videos. So that part I like about both of them.
Things first. She's trying to give me a lecture on Islam and being Muslim when she collaborates with ex-Muslims. Plus she said herself that she is not a scholar, so you just need...
She has collaborated with ex-Muslim. One time Lubna posted something that if any of the Muslim people want me to come on their show, please let me know. And I did message on that post that I'm more than willing to have you on my show. I'm not doing live. I haven't invited guests yet, so I'm thinking that once I get to 10k subscriber, I'll start doing it. So I did send her that invitation, but that's what Lubna said. Didn't get any invite from Muslim. That's why she goes to ex-Muslims. That's my problem, people, my viewers. A Muslim like me, either you have to become ex-Muslim to get a lot of views or a lot of following, or you have to be a Muslim like Muslim mom. There's no in between. Please stop this. There are a lot of people who have beliefs like me, but a lot of Muslims in America who live here have beliefs like me. A lot of them. I'm pretty sure not in Britain, because Britain is very traditional and more Wahhabism, I would say. Like Saudi Arabia kind of Islam is more found in Britain, but in America, Muslims are very different. I can relate to a lot of people. They have similar views that I have, but problem is that these kind of people just stay quiet. I used to stay quiet too, but when I came back to Islam, I decided I'm not going to stay quiet. I'm going to speak up about these things, and there's no point for me to stay quiet so these people like the Muslim mom don't get upset. People with this mindset don't get upset. No, I have my own views, and that's how I see Islam as, and that's how I feel Islam can flourish and we can make really prosperous Muslim societies. So I'm going to speak up on that, but I'm not an ex-Muslim. I do not support atheism. Even when I distanced myself from Islam, I never became ex-Muslim. I continued to respect Islam. I was just giving it a break and I became very spiritual. And I get comments from ex-Muslims saying that you are a hypocrite. No, I'm not a hypocrite. Hypocrite is someone who says one thing and does other thing. Whatever. My whole life is in front of you on YouTube. If I wear shorts, it's on YouTube. I'm not hiding and doing those things. Everything I do is in front of the world. That's not hypocrisy. That's called authenticity. And both these women are authentic as far as I know. Of course, I don't know them personally, but they are coming off as authentic. And I'll give both of them that credit because it's very important for us to be authentic.
She also makes videos idolizing known Islamophobes like Tommy Robinson, who have called people of her and my race the P-word slur. As for her checking me for praying in front of a camera, if this brings people to Islam and improves their lives, I think I'll keep doing it.
That's exactly what I say. Like, her thought process and her intention seems like whatever she believes in, she wants to influence other people in a positive way. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a very good thing.
Especially if it annoys people like you. It's more wholesome than what you do, ranting, raving and lying. And to be clear, I was bowing to nobody. No one was in front of me holding a camera. I used this tripod to film.
Exactly what I said.
You should invest in one so the videos you do with your tank tops on in your back garden aren't so shaky.
Both of them became very personal, and whenever I react on someone, I try not to become personal, because attacking someone personally, what they are wearing, what they look like, their physical characteristics, we should not do that. But a lot of YouTubers, a lot of like people on TV do that just to chase clout, because that get views. I do always critique on someone's behavior and someone's actions.
Train holding your phone in your hand.
Emotional damage.
We all heard her say that she prays also, but in private, so we would assume she's Muslim, right? But this lady is a fence-sitting hypocrite. She's telling me about Islam, but look what she says to people asking if she's Muslim in the comment section of the video she did on me. She says she's confused and can't confirm. She's playing both sides for clout. Plus, she makes videos saying she's ashamed of being Muslim. Make your mind up. You're a middle-aged woman, not a child. Either be Muslim or don't be.
It's this cat fight, and it's hard not to laugh because they both are acting like children but in a cute way. But it happens. Whenever someone attacks us, we become defensive, and that's what Muslim mom is doing. She is becoming defensive. But I think Lubna came to her very strongly, and calling someone annoying without having any previous beef, of course, will make the other person become defensive. So what she's saying, however, her message I don't agree with. So the Muslim mom is saying that you can either be a Muslim or not Muslim, and that's a very common mindset that I just mentioned, and I get it in my comments too, that either you become completely Wahhabi, where you cover yourself from head to toe and wear niqab, or you are an ex-Muslim. This is not the way to be, dear Muslims. We have to accept different schools of thoughts. People are getting more and more education. They are using their logic, their reasoning. They are trying to understand Quran on their own. So there are a lot of different opinions about a lot of different things in Islam. You cannot say that a person becomes an ex-Muslim because they have different ideas than you. As long as they believe in Allah is one and Prophet Muhammad is the messenger, they are Muslim. Okay, so stop just making your own judgment that something someone does and they become ex-Muslim. I have been told by my viewers to leave Islam. Like literally, those who think they are great pious Muslim have told me that. That's so wrong, and we think it's right. So this is just the Muslim mindset, very judgmental.
At least other anti-Muslims and ex-Muslims have.
And how she said, I'm embarrassed to be a Muslim. Sometimes I am also, but I'm proud of majority of Pakistani Americans. They are doing really well, and I hope they continue to do well. They are giving to community. They are accepting of different religion, different culture. They are very educated. Financially, they are doing really well. They are still very modest. They are building mosques. So I hope we continue to do well in America, American Muslims and American Pakistanis especially, and Britain catch up, because Muslims over there are not doing too well.
That's to own it, unlike you. And yes, I believe if someone leaves Islam, even if it's for a different religion, they are not worshipping the one true God. So that equates to not believing in God to me.
She's saying that someone become Christian, they are not worshipping to one true God. I have to, sorry to break it up to you, there's just one God. So don't think that Christian God is different than our God and then Jewish God. Like there's just one God. We all are trying to reach that God in our own way. Don't start to just like put other people down. Also, like she said about Lubna, that you are confused. Confusion is not a bad thing. She's trying to use her brain. She's trying to question things. What is wrong is our Muslim community, whenever someone start to question things, completely shut them down or kick them out of Islam. That has to stop. If a person is trying to find their way, it's nothing wrong with it. It's not a wrong thing. If people won't question and they are from other religions, how do you expect them to come to Islam if they are not questioning their religion? Also in Quran, it is so much encouraged to question things, to reason, to use logic. I don't have to be a scholar to know these things. These things are right there.
Oh, you know, I'm a Muslim and that means that I'm married and I'm settled with my children. What a ridiculous thing to say. What a very irresponsible message to send people. First of all, you get divorced women in Islam as well, right? You get lots of Muslim women who are divorced.
I do agree with Lubna here, because married with kids, I was very surprised when she said that too, because there are a lot of Muslim women who are divorced with kids. So you are not supporting women who are still trying to raise their kids and going through hardships even after divorce. You're putting those women down. Please don't do that. Do you know Prophet Muhammad married divorced women? So why are you putting them down when Prophet Muhammad married them? Like that is sunnah, that was part of Islam. Divorce is accepted. It's of course not liked, but it's accepted in Islam. And this mindset is very toxic. I see that in a lot of Pakistani culture, but things are improving. We just expect, If a girl get married, she needs to work on her marriage. No matter what happened, she will not get any respect if she leaves her marriage, even from her parents. And this is so wrong. I have to check that, but one of the most common cause of a woman homicide is from people she knows, and husbands are very common cause of killing their wives. So you are supporting a woman stay in her marriage even during those circumstances, and those are extreme circumstances, but they can be domestic violence, there can be drinking, there can be a lot of other things that is going on in the marriage. There can be betrayal, she can be miserable, and then of course divorce is an option. There's nothing wrong with it if like she has to go through divorce. Marriage is definitely, it's beautiful, but you should not put down others. Her covert message is that if you're Muslim, you are married with kids, and that is a wrong message. There are a lot of Muslim women who are not married with kids, and they are still good Muslims.
Why are you blaming these women? Why are you trying to make out these women are bad because they're divorced? If you're happily married, that's absolutely amazing. But first of all, Islam allows you to get divorced, right? And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, one of his wives, or a few of them, were divorced as well. My understanding is, and I'm not a scholar, so don't quote me on any of the stuff.
Lubna, need to stop saying I'm not a scholar, so don't quote me on this. It's just like history. We all know that. I'm not a scholar either, and I don't think Muslim mom is a scholar. You don't have to be a scholar to talk about your religion.
What has divorce got to do with being a Muslim or not being a Muslim? And why are you making divorced women look bad? It's ridiculous.
I can definitely see that in Islam we do marriage is preferred, but divorce is accepted. So you cannot be putting divorced women down. They go through a lot. Women should be supporting each other. Some of these married women have this ego that if they are married, they are above women who are divorced or who are separated or who are single. And 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by the wife, and no one wants to destroy their house. Women don't want to destroy their house. They are pushed to the last limit when they do it. No one just wakes up one day and say, oh, I'm going to get divorced. No, it doesn't happen. They are contemplating the divorce for years, especially if there are kids involved. It's a very difficult decision for a woman, and I think a woman is very brave to stand up for herself against the community, against her parents, if she is deciding to do that. I have so many of my friends who are divorced, and so many of my friends who are miserably married. And why they are miserably married? Their husbands are cheating. Everyone knows that. They treat their wives really bad. Everyone knows that, but the wives are still choosing. All these are Muslim. Only for one reason: they don't have the courage, and they just like the lifestyle. So women who make this decision, I always am proud of them, and I always see afterwards they glow up. They are happy because they were miserable in their marriage.
Ex-Muslim, and all of a sudden they're going to get divorced. Someone's going to become an ex-Muslim, and all of a sudden they just can't have a satisfied married life. What a ridiculous, stupid thing to say. This lady is just beyond. It's like, you don't make any sense at all.
Clearly this woman flaps her gums and loves the sound of her own voice. You all saw my video. I did not even mention the word divorce. Why did she even go with this angle?
Yeah, but again, maybe Muslim mom, I'm sorry I have to say you that because I don't know your name, but this is what was implied, and this is exactly what I took, that if you're a Muslim, you're happily married with kids, and if you're not married with kids, are you not a Muslim? Because that's what you implied. So if you're not married, you're of course divorced. So again, overt message and covert message. So that was the covert message you were giving. You were definitely implying being a Muslim and being married is the higher rank, putting divorced women down if they are Muslim, or you were completely not even acknowledging that divorced women are there in Muslim community.
Self-divorced? I really hope not. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but it would not surprise me. Imagine being married to that.
She said, I wish that not on anyone, and I would never say that, because some people, like I said, are miserable. Some women are worried for their life in a marriage. They have to really escape. So divorce can be a really good thing for some women. Don't say that I don't wish that upon anyone. Just wish happiness and peace for everyone, whether they are married, whether they are divorced, whether they are single. You just don't know anyone else's situation.
You outright lied and said I'm making divorced women look bad. What nonsense.
She definitely did. Not even bad. She didn't even acknowledge it. She just assumed that if you are Muslim, you're married.
I'm saying being Muslim means you're married. Let me explain it to you, as you seem to be struggling with basic English. The message was, as opposed to casual relationships, Islam only allows relationships within the boundaries of marriage.
So that is so wrong. So a lot of Muslim, we can control our temptations, okay? I know a lot of women who are single. Doesn't mean you have to be dating and you have a boyfriend. My dad died when I was, I think, really young, like maybe 10. My mom never had any relationship. She didn't marry anyone because she just didn't think that anyone can take care of her daughters the way she alone was. She got few proposals, but they didn't want us to be in her life. They said you have to give your kids to the grandparents or something, and she did not accept those proposals. So just because someone is not married doesn't mean that they are in a relationship that Islam doesn't approve. There are a lot of women who are divorced. There are a lot of women who are widowed. There are a lot of women who are single. They are choosing to do that. So you cannot just automatically imply that. And even after divorce, maybe you are not able to find a good husband. So you choose to stay single.
Does this have to do with divorce? And let's look at how she's guiding women. She makes diss videos on hijabi sisters saying their husbands are staring at her. Newsflash sis, you're not a supermodel and you're not all that.
I watched that video too. Actually, that was the first video of Lubna I watched. And I've noticed about Lubna is that she's very outspoken and she's very well spoken, and even Muslim mom. And that's why both of them have very good successful channels. What Lubna said in that video was true, and I have to actually disclose that to Muslim mom and a lot of Muslim viewers who don't think that unless you are supermodel, other men are not going to stare at you, which is wrong. You just have to be a woman for other men to stare at you. And that video I watched of Lubna, she's again was very outspoken and she could have used a better tone in that video, but everything she said was right, because it's so common that husbands of hijabi women stare at other women more than other men. I don't know why it is, but it is a common phenomena. We see it. I'm not saying all of them. Some of the husbands of hijabi women are great, modest, but I'm talking about majority. They do stare at other women, and why it look really bad is that when you are wearing a hijab, and if your wife is wearing a hijab, you are sending the signal to the world that you are a very pious Muslim, and then you are staring. It's not only looking, those very bad eyes that Lubna was irritated about too, and that most women know what are those bad eyes that we hate when men stare at us like that. When you are looking at a woman like that, and you should be a role model for a good Muslim, it gives a very wrong message and it doesn't sit well with anyone. That's the biggest form of hypocrisy. So this video has become too long. Please let me know in the comment section, what do you think? In the end, I want to say that both of them are authentic, and the Muslim mom, it's not her, it's just the mindset that is very deeply rooted in a certain families that she's carrying. So it is not her fault that what she is thinking, it's just her mindset, and it's a very fixed mindset, so it's very difficult to change or even question. And with Lubna, she made really good points calling her out, but she could have used a better, more respectful tone. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.